Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Bertelli. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, and I am the Human Resource Director at La Fonda on the Plaza. I've been here for 39 years, since 1983. I'm responsible for everything concerning the employee, and it's mostly a paperwork function that I'm here. So when an employee gets hired, I do all the hiring papers for them, put them into the computer, handle all the benefits. We have a 401k that's active. They have benefits like health insurance and profit sharing, and the 401k, which is their favorite, and vacation is actually their favorite. So I handle all these little details that change, and people have questions and they come in and talk to me, and my work is paper. I love paperwork and I love my employees. Learning Spanish at a young age was the most brilliant thing I did. After after language in this community, that's where it's helpful. I would say being able to read and write. You have to write a really clear sentence. You need to write a paragraph from beginning to end. You need to punctuate, because a lot of what I do is write to lawyers and to the court system and to unemployment. I find that good punctuation and a full sentence, you need those skills still in this business if you're going to be respected. High school for me was extremely formative. My first year was in an inner city school that was very tough, and it was huge. There were 4,000 kids. The last 3 years, we moved to the suburbs, and there were extracurricular activities. And I just thought I'd hit pay dirt and I could be in drama. And we had a debate team, and I joined the newspaper and the yearbook. And we had a group of kids that ran together, but I took advantage of all the extracurricular stuff I could do. And I don't know what it was called then, but it was English composition, how to write a term paper, how to write theme paper, I think they called it. And I took just one class in writing themes, and I thought, why would I need this? Well, it teaches you how to write a paragraph. And in a paragraph, you have an introduction, three supporting sentences, and then you have a conclusion sentence. And anything you write needs to be like that. It needs to be clear and concise. And I found that that was one of the most useful tools I've ever had, is how to write clearly. How to not say extra, don't use extra words, don't say more than you need to say, but the person needs to know kind of where you're leading, what you're going to say, and then you wrap it up. If they didn't get it, you wrap it all up in that final sentence. And that has been one of the most useful tools, is knowing English. I grew up in a big city, and my parents were very involved in everything, political activists. So there were always people in the house, and we were running campaigns for different candidates and marching in anti-war rallies and that kind of thing. So we were always in this management kind of mom always was the top of everything. I went to high school, I had inner cities high school, and then I had a suburban high school experience. And out in the suburbs, it just was so wide, and I did everything I could while in high school that was extracurricular, and we had so many options. So yearbook and newspaper and plays and Spanish plays and debate team, and it was just wonderful, and that gave me a lot of the skills that I have. And I worked when I could after school, and I was just very active in high school. So after high school, I went to Argentina and was an exchange student. That's where I got the Spanish comprehension part of it, because I had taken Spanish since fourth grade, but I couldn't say my name. It didn't hit. I could write a term paper, but that was interesting. So after that, I came back to Chicago and went to Roosevelt, because they gave me a full scholarship in the inner city, and I ran the dormitory. And that is probably what got me. That was just the first road. I needed to put myself through college, and I wanted to live downtown, and they hired me as a resident assistant. And then I became the head resident. So in the summer times, I would bring kids from this exchange program from Washington. They would fly in airplane loads, and they would come stay because there were no kids in our dorm. And after that, they hired me. Youth for Understanding hired me and sent me to Washington, D.C. So I was involved in exchange, but that first job I had was really the start of what I liked in housing. So I started here in sales, and I was living in Europe. I came through on vacation. I came here just to see what was going on. I walked in and I was hired on the spot. So they needed someone that could type. So I got a job in sales at that point, and I lasted there 8 years, and then was promoted to the executive office, which was about 20 years. And then they created HR, because that back then we did not have HR. There was just someone in accounting that put your name in to get paid, and there's a lot more compliance that goes on these days. So that's what I am, is the compliance queen. So I've been in HR now. It's probably been at least 10 years, and it's exactly where I want to be. It is the most fun of any of the jobs, and I'm not biased. I believe one of the most important things that I've learned in this job is to be kind. And I think everybody, when they're looking for jobs, they're stressed out and it's a hard thing. When they finally walk into your office, they're shaking. Some people have never done it. It's really hard to ask for a job and to be unemployed or to want to come in. And you learn to be kind to people and accept who they are and help guide people and direct them to the right thing for them. Do the best you can, accept who that person is ahead of you that's sitting in front of you. And if you respect them, it just all of a sudden you've got a human sitting in front of you and they just blossom.